Hello and welcome back to the Pit Wall Podcast, and welcome back from summer break, where today we are going to be predicting and previewing the Dutch Grand Prix. We're back, baby. 10 races to go, 2 sprint race weekends to go. My brain is not working, but Dutch Grand Prix time. Before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow at the Pit Wall Pod. And here we go, Dutch Grand Prix. This is going to be the 36th Dutch Grand Prix. It was first held in 1950. The most wins are from Jim Clark, so that's pretty interesting. Only 4, so if Max Verstappen wins, he will tie that record, and it'll be 4 straight. So the most wins constructors is Ferrari. Once again, their records are so big that even though they haven't won it in like a blue moon and a half, they're still got their thing. 8 wins. It's insane. It's 306.58 kilometers or 190 miles for us Americans, over 72 laps. So last year, Max was on pole, or Max won, Alonso was second, and Gasly was third. So that might come into certain individuals' predictions. Today we have on the show Kendra.
Hello again.
For multiple reasons. One, Dawson's doing real work right now. Second of all, because we need to talk about something.
No, we don't.
Which is the fact that Logie Bear Sargent has lost his seat and is not going to be racing for Williams in 2025 unless...
I blame science.
You blame science. Unless another one of them lose another organ and he gets called up. But I don't think that's going to happen because I think Bottas would still be their reserve if I had to guess. So,
I mean, I know some people are going to say, no, duh, it's Sainz's fault because he took the seat. But also, he just bottlenecked the whole process for everybody, for everyone. He has completely messed with the whole grid, I feel, and this was a last-ditch attempt, and now he took it away from Logan. So,
but it seemed like he was always going to the Williams, though.
No, I thought...
Okay, it seemed like maybe he would go to Audi, but
yeah.
there was literally a Drive to Survive camera crew in Spain at Williams waiting for Sainz to sign. So, yes, he drug his feet, but he was always going there. And, I mean, looking back, to be honest, it's been a while since we knew Logan was going to lose the seat.
Yeah,
I would say
Japan.
Japan.
Talk about it.
I would say Japan crash in qualifying in 2023 was the end of his F1 career. They just didn't have anybody to...
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm here to be brutal today. I don't know. I'm just in that kind of
You're
mood.
spicy? All right.
I'm in a spicy mood. I mean, he didn't Checo Perez it like Mexico or anything last year. But yeah, I think it's deserved. I mean, I just gotta be honest.
I know.
But I'm sad, but I'm also happy because there's rumors that he's going to go to Prima IndyCar, and then we can actually see him in real life. So.
I mean, not saying that we wouldn't see him in real life. Other instances.
I mean, I've already seen him in real life.
Exactly.
He did, and in case you're wondering what he did, the first lap of the race I ever saw him, he hit his front wing and then was out of the race.
Well, and then K-Mag came in, and K-Mag took the attack, and...
Was that in... did he assassinate K-Mag in... or did K-Mag assassinate him? He did at his home Grand Prix, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, K-Mag did so many things. It's like...
You can't keep track of what's going on.
It's like when... It's the reason that when you get like convicted of a felony, they're like guilty of all counts because it's like too many to list.
Yep.
So anyway, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that he's gone, but... Williams is going to be stronger for it, I think.
I know, and my Williams shirts are still so soft, so
yeah,
I'll take it.
Well, anyway, let's get into our predictions.
I do.
You have some things?
I always come with fun facts.
All right, give me some fun facts about the Dutch Grand Prix.
In 1952, it was the first year that the Dutch Grand Prix was involved in the World Championship, so the third year of F1 World Championships, even though they had raced there before. The track was initially graded for F2 style cars, so it took a while for them to get upgraded. There were some on and off years at the beginning because of money issues. The track didn't have enough money to host the events. There was also not a race in 1972, even though the track was on the schedule, due to the drivers protesting because of unsafe conditions on the track. They deemed it too unsafe. It was honestly a little depressing reading the history of this track with how many drivers' lives have been taken or injuries or crashes that had happened.
Yeah.
So that was a little sad.
I mean, it makes sense when you look at it. The slopes, I assume before like the wet tires were as good as they are was probably a problem.
Well, it was even wild because I had sent you some pictures earlier today, but the track wasn't as curvy. Yes, it still had some of the hills and the gains in elevation and everything like that, but compared to the track of today, it really didn't look that intense.
Yeah.
And then my final one was, we saw the last race from the Dutch Grand Prix in 1985, because the company that had owned the track at the time, they went out of business. And it was initially supposed to return in 2020, but that was delayed for 1 year due to COVID, and it finally made a return in 2021 and has a current contract that runs to the 2025 year.
And it's very, 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 very highly rumored that it will go away again. And it might be on some sort of like revolving system, but not get a permanent. I like this track. I like how different it is, but I could also see it losing its spot in the calendar. So,
and I mean, Lewis does have the fastest lap here, race lap. So we kind of want to keep that. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
The fastest lap. This says the fastest race lap. Oh, this is last year's race. Okay, last year Fernando got the fastest. Well, that makes sense.
It was
W11, baby.
2021 year.
W12, baby. Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of fastest lap, how about you tell me who you think is going to have the fastest lap on Saturday? Who's going to be on pole?
It was really hard to make any predictions this year. A, because we're coming off of the break.
Okay.
And B, because last year's race, which is the first time that I had seen this track, was a wet, dry, wet track.
Yeah, it was
that
insane.
Had a red flag. They did resume and finish the race. Max did win, claiming the new title for the historic first of how many races a driver has won in a row of 9. With all that being said, I think I have to go Lando.
On pole?
On pole.
Whoa. Okay.
I think...
That would be a statement.
Yeah.
That would be a statement at this track, given it's Max's home race. Last week was like, his mom, and like, it depends on like the time and like the time zone, which, okay, this is his home race. I disagree completely.
All right.
I'm going to throw a complete curveball here. I think Charles Leclerc is going to be on pole.
Really?
High downforce has been Ferrari's friend, and they're bringing upgrades. So...
See, that was another thing I was struggling with. I could not remember who's bringing upgrades this weekend.
Ferrari is pretty much the main.
Gotcha.
So I think it's like, it depends. Some people, it's like track specific crap. So I would assume that we're going to see the engine cover reversed again for Red Bull back to the newer one that they brought for the Hungaroring. I don't know. I just have a feeling Charles Leclerc is going to do well.
Yeah. I could see it. I mean, he did... I don't remember how he qualified last year. Let's see. He qualified in 6th last year.
Yeah, but
that's science. I'm so sorry. I am wrong.
That's a different prancing horse.
That is a different prancing horse.
Well, he
qualified 9th last year, but he also he didn't finish.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about pole right now.
Yeah. I'm just comparing to last year.
Okay.
Have a place to stand for.
Okay, well, give me P3 on the podium. Who's P3 on the podium?
I'm going to get flack for this.
Get what? Logan Sargent?
Max.
Oh, you think Max is P3?
I think Max is P3.
So where did he qualify?
He's going to qualify 2nd. But he's gonna have competition this year.
Are you about to say McLaren 1-2 here? All right. Well, my P3 is Charles Leclerc. So I'm not completely like, I understand how this works here. All right, he gets pole, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But he gets on the podium. I think Ferrari's going to be like, they're getting undue crap right now. Like they're making some mistakes, but like not like McLaren. And I think they're in a similar place to Mercedes. So who's your P2?
Well, talking of McLaren.
Yeah.
Piastri is performing, man.
But you think he's not going to beat Lando?
I think he's going to beat Lando.
Oh, so you think Piastri's going to win the race?
No, I think Piastri's going to get 2nd.
Oh my God, then who's first? All right, well.
What did you like to know?
I have Lewis Hamilton as P2.
Okay.
I think Lewis Hamilton is going to be the overall, I think he's going to score the most points out of any driver in the last 10 races.
Okay.
I'm going full Mercedes hype mode.
Yep.
I think
the
he's going
Mercedes syndrome is back.
I'm not saying it's by a lot. Like 1 point is a win. Or I guess, yeah, okay, 1 point's enough. So that's what I think. He's not going to win the championship. He's not going to sweep 10 races. I'm just saying he's going to perform the best over the last 10 races.
Okay.
So that's P2 is my prediction. Who's your P1?
You've been talking this man up all day.
Yeah.
Leclerc.
Oh, you think what? Where are these coming from? All right, so where did
I will say this is a lot of drawing out of the hat. I don't know. Last year was so hard to
review,
predict. Yes.
you're give me 3, 2, 1 again because I'm very confused.
Max, Piastri, Leclerc.
Okay, so but you think Lando's going to be on pole and not finish on the podium?
Well, he messes up the starts. This
so
man
you think
cannot
he's going to go 1st to 4th on a narrow track?
I think he's going. I think he's not going to do great. I don't know. I just
you either chefed the crap out of this, or this is ramen that we put in the microwave twice as long.
Well, I mean, we also haven't discussed, and I did take some weather.
So you think it's gonna rain? Is it supposed to rain?
It's not reported to rain.
Okay, so all right. So
but during Friday, there's 40% chance, 60% chance on Saturday, and on Sunday there's a 20% chance. This is Tuesday of this week, though.
Yeah. It's true. It is Tuesday, unfortunately.
And a lot can change.
A lot can change. And it is an ocean town, so anything can happen. So, all right. So you think that where's Lando going to finish? P4? Or you think he's going to crash and be out?
I'm feeling a crash.
So...
or he's going to finish behind the Mercedes like a 7th.
So qualifying, are you saying Leclerc's going to be P2 in qualifying? Give me your qualifying top 4. I need to understand. How it ends up.
Well, it's weird because this one I took some time on too because I was like, I could also see the Mercedes up there. I don't know which one, but I could also see it. But I just have a feeling that it's not going to be 100% where you would like.
I'm just trying to figure out how Lando starts on pole and Leclerc wins the race
because it's Lando.
So are you saying it's Lando, Leclerc, Piastri, Max? That's the top 4 in qualifying.
In some various order, yes.
Okay, but they're going to finish Leclerc, Piastri, Max 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Good Lord. Well, I think Max Verstappen is going to win the race. So my predictions are simple. Leclerc starts on pole and doesn't win. It's like classic, simple, safe. Yours are crazy.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just very surprised.
The summer break really fried
cooked your brain.
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard to remember things from 4 weeks ago.
Okay, well, I have an overall prediction that relates to Max winning the race to get us back on track here.
Okay.
I think this is going to be one of Max's last wins in the season, period.
Why is that?
Because I just think this is one of his last stronger tracks for like a little while. I mean, he's good in like a lot of places, but I think the Red Bull is not going to be the fastest. But we're going to look back on the Dutch Grand Prix and go, that's where Max sealed the championship. We're going to look back and go, okay. I think all the other teams are going to pick points off each other. There's also a lot of people saying, is it possible that there's an 8th race winner that isn't Checo? I don't think so.
No?
Who do you think Alonso is going to win a race?
I don't think the Aston Martins are strong enough. I will say, I mean, Alpine was up here last year. They're not going to.
You think Alpine's going to win a race?
No.
I'm saying not this race. I'm saying in the last 10 races, is there going to be an 8th winner? I say no.
I say yeah.
Who?
I don't know who.
So someone in Formula B and C are going to win a race.
Maybe.
Oof.
I don't know. This season has surprised me.
All right, so that you're saying an Alpine, a Haas, an Aston Martin, or an Alfa Romeo /Sauber /Steak is going to win a race. This is what you're saying. I'm loving this.
I don't know.
I am loving this unhinged. Dawson would just say something safe. He's always right, and it's very sad because I'm always wrong.
Something is still in the cards for this season.
If Alonso wins his race, that would be insane. If Haas wins a race, if K-Mag wins his like last race at Haas or something stupid, or Logan wins a race, like
if not win, I think we're
podium.
going to see a podium
Okay,
of another
that's fine.
team. I will say that.
That's fine. That's possible.
If not win, podium.
I don't agree with you, but I think that's possible.
Okay, well, I think it's going to happen.
So it must be Stroll. Stroll's the one. All right, so let me read you off Dawson's predictions really fast because Dawson also has some very tame predictions. One of his main ones is about Alpine.
Okay.
He said that he thinks because they got a podium last year that maybe they can actually score a point here.
Maybe.
He didn't say anything about pole position, but he says Max P1, Oscar P2, Lewis P3. So him and I are like pretty close.
We share Oscar.
And then he says Gasly, he says he was able to get his first podium last year. So
do you think Daniel is going to break his hand again?
I've just been told that Dawson did say pole, and I did read wrong. He's in my ear. He said Max Verstappen on pole. So him and I are like pretty aligned. I don't think Max is going to get pole, but he did lay down an incredible pole. So, yeah.
Daniel.
Oh man. Okay.
It's the return.
Okay, hold on.
Holding.
There is like Paul says in Dune 2, there is a narrow path. And if Red Bull made a freaking smart decision and put Ricciardo in, then maybe he could have won a race. So if Daniel Ricciardo somehow gets into Red Bull by the end of the year, okay, I could see that.
It's just, I was again watching highlights, and it was Lawson in last year at this race, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. That's nice to see.
Wrist boy. Look at the flick of the wrist. So the rest of the season, I'm gonna say Checo is still terrible.
Agreed.
He doesn't perform even at the tracks that he quote performs well at. And we're already going to take Singapore off the list, which is one of the 10, because Red Bull's going to, I mean, who knows? Red Bull might be opposite this year and destroy that track. Who knows?
It was so weird. I was, again, watching highlights from last year. I was so hopeful because he was in second. And then the rain came and he went into the barrier before Zhou went into the barrier at the same place, causing the red flag.
Yeah. My other prediction, I have two more predictions for the season.
Okay.
So Lando Norris crashes into Oscar Piastri in one race and they double DNF.
Yep. I could see it.
One of the last 10 races.
I could see
So
it.
I kind of went like broad, tighter, and then my tightest one is that Lewis Hamilton is going to win COTA in front of me, and it's going to be his last win in Mercedes, and I'm going to drop to my knees and just bawl my eyes out.
I do think you need to bring the Lewis flag.
Oh, you think I need to take the flag?
I think you need to take the flag.
I don't. Oh, yeah, okay, it is a Lewis flag. I always think it's a Mercedes flag. I mean,
it's a Lewis Mercedes. Why not?
Do you think my dad will hold the other side of it? Dad, if you're watching.
No, but I do think you could do a nice big behind the back like victory
That's
wave.
not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I'm going, if he wins the race in front of me, especially if he like makes the overtake, because I'm sitting at turn 12. So like that's one of the key hot spot. I'm going to drop to my knees in tears. Like literally, I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to drop to my knees and just cry and just cry and cry and cry.
Let's just hope the skid plate.
Don't we know George Russell's the one that gets disqualified now, not Lewis Hamilton?
Apparently so. That was such a weird way to go into summer break.
It really was.
Because you had...
Lewis was on summer break when it happened.
Well, you had the McLaren stuff happen right before. And then you come into this race and it's the George Russell DQ. And it just was like... two very non-real endings to two races right before the break, which has made the break feel a little bit longer, I think.
I agree. Well, I'm really excited for this bomb of a season that we're about to have. I mean, it's going to rival 2021 in some ways, I will say, I think. But I don't know, not having a championship battle. If we just had that like piece de resistance.
It would be the cherry.
It would be the absolute cherry. I think next year we're set up. We're set up for some crazy stuff.
I did see something this morning on my Twitter. I think they were talking about the Red Bull has hit its max potential.
Yeah, Adrian Newey was worried about that like 6 months ago. Man is a genius. He was like, all right, I'm going to go fix a crappy car. Goodbye. So, I mean, he's supposed to go to Aston Martin, which is just a stupid decision. Stupid decision. I can't even believe that he's going to go to Aston Martin, but whatever. Have fun. I mean, I'm kind of glad he's not going to Ferrari or Mercedes. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm not saying he's washed. I'm just saying I don't think he fits.
Yeah.
Like, where is he? Is he going to fire James Allison and be at Mercedes? And Ferrari's like, they already think, right or wrong, they think they know how to build a car already. So,
I mean, they have been doing slightly better.
Oh, I'm not. I'm only slightly concerned. So. Only slightly.
Only slightly.
When George Russell comes out and win the world championship in 2026, unless Max Verstappen, that's the thing that'll make me freaking sick. Is if Mercedes has the fastest car and Max goes to Mercedes in 2026 and wins the championship, it's like
all that for
a water break. Yeah, I don't know. Any other predictions for this rest of the season? Will Logan score a point?
Yeah.
Logan will score a point.
So Williams did qualify here. Logan was 10th.
Okay.
And Albon qualified in 4th. So
it was a wet situation.
It was, but
and Logan didn't end up scoring a point.
Yeah. I'm hopeful that maybe the upgrades that they have brought this year will help the performance of the car.
It's possible. It's definitely possible.
Whether or not we'll see it, I don't know at this point.
Also, okay, final question.
Mm-hmm.
Does Red Bull win the Constructors' Championship in 2024?
If they do, it's by the skin of their teeth.
Well, that's not an answer. That's the truth. What I'm asking you, yes or no, not, well, if it happens. You've been fun. This has been a good episode. Of just unhinged. I think the title is Kendra is Unhinged.
Honestly, yeah.
P4.
The tiredness definitely helps.
I say no. I say McLaren's going to win, and they're not even going to really try. They're just going to win because out of complete luck.
I don't think Checo can come back from this, so I'm going to say they're not going to win either.
I can't wait for whatever disaster ensues in Mexico this year.
You can't win a Constructors with one driver. Max could last year.
Yeah, last year he did.
But
with this car.
Year, with this car, with the way the season has been going, it's not going to happen.
It's all to play for, man. I think the only way McLaren screws up, I don't know. The thing that would really be bad is if Max doesn't win a single more race and it's like a Jensen Button at Braun GP situation. And it's like they figure out that Lando could have won the drivers if he hadn't let Piastri by. That's what everybody's talking about. I don't think they're going to win. I don't think Red Bull's going to win.
Who do you think? Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Who's winning, you or Dawson?
What, in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm murdering Dawson.
Yeah, but are you going to continue murder?
I'm gonna bury him. I'm gonna buy his tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have already visited him 3 different times to put flowers on the grave.
Because right now you are sitting at 80.5 and Dawson's at 71.5.
Think about how unredoable that is. There's 10 races left. He has to make one up every single race and then one to beat me. Because if there's a tie, I'm confident I'm going to win the tie too, because the tiebreaker is the sealed envelope, and I took a super risk, and it's going to work. You know what it is. They don't know what it is. It's going to work. I'm very confident in it. So I would have to clean lose all 10 drivers in one race pretty much to lose. So yes, I'm going to win.
Okay.
And my Ferrari Lewis hat that is going to put Dawson into debt.
Shoot. So that's why he's working right now. And I'm on here. I see how it is.
All right. I think that's where we're going to leave it off. It's going to be a good race. I guess neither of us knows what's going to happen, or Kendra's a genius.
I will say I've missed F1.
Yeah, it's good to be. It's gonna be good to be back. We're so back. We're so back. And then last thing I want to say is you're really upset about. There's a month break coming up between Singapore and COTA.
But I will say we're gonna have other sports filling that gap, so it's not gonna be as awful as this. I will say the Olympics definitely
shout out
this year.
To the Olympics.
Thank you, Olympics.
What we've been doing? Nothing.
We would have just been sitting, not having a life for a month.
Yeah. Can you imagine if this is going to be a deep cut? I may or may not cut this out. I might leave it in. Can you imagine if something happened like what happened in the gymnastics world? Oh wait, it did. It's called Abu Dhabi 2021. Look up the gymnastics drama if you know what I'm talking about. All right, that's it.
The gymnastics drama took up the space of my F1 Twitter for a little bit, and to that I am thankful. The results I am not happy with.
Jordan Charles got robbed. All right, that's it.
That is all.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, follow at the Pitwall Pod. Dawson will be back next week.
Check out our Vegas video if you have not. We got to experience the Vegas F1 paddock in Las Vegas.
It was sick.
It was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I got some awesome photos that I will use as profile pictures at some point. Thanks for bringing me along and having me there.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.